videos. And we are going to go to our final guest of the day. A busy, busy, busy day. So far, the music today has been phenomenal. It's not making you want to bang your head till your ears bleed. It's
Has it all been clean?
Yeah, it's all been clean. It's I feel like I've been broadcasting a Nickelodeon or Disney soundtrack today. So it is definitely a change of pace from the last couple of weeks here on the program. But we are going to try to get our final guest in here for the day, and so
watch this guy's videos.
Well,
John Hahn.
I'll tell you, John's got some really good stuff, and
I'll tell you what, I watched the videos. I was
and I am very impressed by John himself. That's why I wanted to get him on here today. We were just commenting about your videos, John. You have some impressive stuff, sir.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, really loved that first one you sent, the top link. I think it's your very latest one, actually. It's left me what it's called. Can you just remind me?
Would that be a Thrill of the Chase?
Yes.
Thrill of the Chase.
The new one.
Yes. Sure it's that one.
Yeah, that one just dropped on Friday.
That just came out. That's right. Yeah, brilliant one. And Heaven's Fury as well. Another brilliant track.
Cool, thanks.
But that Thrill of the Chase, my little brother's really into his guitar. He's learning on the acoustic guitar. We've got him an electric one, but I immediately brought him down and showed him that, and he was very impressed. He asked me, actually, John, to ask you how you got into playing the guitar and who taught you.
Okay, how I got into it, basically back in late 70s, just exposure to, listening to, when I was first exposed to like Deep Purple, Machine Head, hearing the guitar on that, just all the great players that really got me excited about music in general. And I decided I was going to start playing guitar shortly after hearing that kind of stuff. As far as training goes, when I first got my guitar, I guess one of the prerequisites to me getting a guitar, my parents purchasing a guitar for me, I had to agree to taking lessons, which brings me to the point where if it's key. If you don't find the right teacher, it could be a real turnoff, and it can be very painful. Unfortunately, it was both for me. But despite that, not long into lessons, I decided to revolt a little bit. So I ended the lessons, and basically I'm self-taught. So lots of ear training, which back in those days, I'm talking late 70s, we didn't have the internet, so we didn't have Tab, we didn't have
YouTube.
Guys everywhere.
Didn't have YouTube
right?
University.
YouTube. Exactly, right? So everything was ear training. So I think in the long run, to be honest with you, that was an advantage, because I had to figure all this stuff out. I didn't have somebody to show me. So I had to learn the basics first and then build up through.
Now you've got a musically trained ear as well, I assume, and no, very good.
Now, take us through a short list of your music accomplishments.
Sure. Well, I mean, my professional career started in the early 80s when I was fortunate enough to be asked to join a band that was an established band. They were touring the eastern seaboard of U.S. and Canada, playing 4 or 5 nights a week, covering club scene, in support of bands like Night Ranger, Winger. It was really a tremendous time and opportunity for me as a young kid, as a teenager, to get in with these older guys who were established, cutting my teeth on that. Basically, through the 80s, lots of live experience. Then towards the end of the 80s, I started changing direction as far as my interests in listening to music turned more towards towards the new generation at the time of guitarists. From Steve Vai to Satriani, obviously Eddie Van Halen, R.I.P.
Yep.
And the Varney guys, the Shrapnel guys, really got me excited with the instrumental music scene. So basically, I started creating some demos, and I sent demos out. So I think from the whole club tour thing into recording, Mike Varney basically really enjoyed the demo I sent him from Shrapnel Records, and so he spotlighted me in Guitar Player magazine, and that was kind of the springboard, and that kind of got me thinking and changing gears a little bit. So basically, since then, I ultimately signed with Leviathan Records, David Chastain's record, where I released my debut, Out of the Shadows. And I followed that up with a vocal-based release, a band named Thick as Thieves. So that was released in Japan. Following that, a few Guitar Masters CDs, more instrumental guitar stuff through David Chastain's label. And then I went on to Darkness Falls, which was my second John Hahn release. And then finally my new release, which is Undiscovered World. And I've also done some hired gun work, studio work as well.
Wow. That's the only thing you can say is wow. Good Lord.
Yeah, I've been busy for decades, right?
You've put the time in, my friend. Now,
just to get through the 70s and 80s, congratulations.
Yes.
Right?
We have got a tremendous guest with us today. John joins us here on International Live, and your background on Skype is amazing. This studio that you're in, good Lord.
Okay.
What do you have in there?
My subterranean studio down here.
Yeah, you've got all
magic happens.
You've got all sorts of things in there. I see a piano.
Yep, keys and my digital audio workstation. Previous releases.
Yes, I was going to ask you about the previous releases there behind you. What?
Yeah, those are the releases I covered, as well as Carl Cannedy's Headbanger release. His CD's up there as well, where I played all the guitars. That was definitely a privilege and a fun time as well.
Wow, that's amazing.
This Thrill of the Chase, it's just come off. Is this an album? It's coming off, is it?
The new CD that I just released is called John Hahn Undiscovered World, and
Yes.
this is one of the cuts off of the release. It's my latest video. So I've been dropping videos to try and get some video content. I think it's more entertaining to folks who may not know me, as kind of an introduction, not only to just hear the music, but to see the performance as well, and judge for themselves. So
I think that's a really good idea, really
Thank
valuable,
you.
because we loved it when we played it here a few hours ago.
Yeah.
And it's you got to get yourself in front of people, and I think if you can show them a bit of a video, give them a bit more of an experience rather than just clicking a link on Spotify, not knowing what the person looks like or what they're even doing, if they're even doing anything. I think it's a really good idea.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, in this day and age of instant gratification, I was telling Jiggy last time, these instant gratification of going on the internet and just clicking on a link, and if they don't like what they hear in 20 seconds, they don't know who you are. It's off to the next thing.
Yes.
So you have to catch them and hold them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's
Absolutely.
criminal as well, because sometimes the intro can be 20 seconds.
Yep. So you better cut to the chase, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, John, as we wrap up here with you, we are going to go to Thrill the Chase here in just a few moments. But before we do that,
Awesome.
how do we get a hold of you and consume your music and everything that you're doing?
Yeah, sure. Probably the hub would be johnhahn.com, JOHNHAHN.com. From there, you'll find links to where you can get digital downloads, physical CDs, see my videos. But basically, the CDs can be purchased at Amazon. You can get them from Bandcamp. Digital downloads you can find wherever you find digital downloads, which would include Bandcamp and also, Apple Music and so on. And you can also stream me on Spotify if you want to hear it before you buy it, right? So
yeah, cool.
Awesome. Well, John, this has been a tremendous deal here. Just amazing music. You've got an incredible background, and thanks for joining me and Dan today.
Yeah, thanks, and to both of you. I definitely wanted to thank you guys for, allowing folks who aren't platinum recording artists to actually get some exposure to, potential fans across the world. You guys are doing a great service and helping lots of people out. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate
Thank
that
you.
as well. And John, blessed week coming up, and thank you, sir.
Yep, thank you as well.
Thank you, my man. There he goes, John Hahn. And we are going to do this. We are going to go to his song. But before we do that, Dan, wrap it up here for us, my friend. What have you thought about all this today?
Well, I just want to touch on John again there. He is a really skilled musician. And he's back.
He's back.
He's back.
Somebody else was trying to call me.
No, you caught us putting you over is what was going on. Dan, go ahead and finish your thought there.
I was just saying, John is a very talented musician and obviously composed as well. Very skilled, great guest. Great to have you on, John. Thank you so much again. It's been a great show today. We've had all sorts